Hello fellow collectors, Frank M. TTM here, back with another TTM Success video. TTM stands for Through the Mail. This is Through the Mail Autograph Successes. I have 4 to share today, 4 TTMs. I get all my addresses at sportscollectors.net or sportscardforeign.com. If you're just getting into the TTM, really great sources to check out, take a look at them. All 4 of these have one thing in common. Former Major League Baseball players at one point in their career played for my home team, Boston Red Sox. Let's get right at it. First, in the box, we have a 2 for 2 in 41 days. This was for a $10 donation, 5 per card, out of West Palm Beach, Florida. We have Mr. Mike Andrews here on this 1970 Topps and 1972 Topps. 2 really great sets I like a lot. Looking sweet there in a blue ink. This is Michael J. Andrews, who was born on July 9th, 1943 in Los Angeles, California. He grew up in nearby Torrance, California. He started football, baseball, and basketball at South Torrance High School. A 6'3", 195-pounder initially chose football, accepting a full football scholarship to UCLA that required a 1-year enrollment at junior college to complete foreign languages courses, particularly at El Camino College. He earned junior college All-American honors as a wide receiver. All the while he was being scouted by Major League Scouts of the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Boston Red Sox. And at 18 years old, he signed with the Boston Red Sox as an amateur free agent. The $12,000 signing bonus on December 1st, 1961. He spent 5 years in the Red Sox minor league system, 4 as a shortstop. He made his major league debut starting at second base for the Boston Red Sox on the afternoon of Sunday, September 18, 1966 at Fenway Park at the age of 23 years old. He went 0 for 4 in that game and scored on a runoff of a Mike Ryan home run to deep left after reaching base on a force out at second. He had 3 hits and 18 at-bats in that 1966 September. And he made the club in 1967 as a starting second baseman for the AL pennant-winning Red Sox Impossible Dream team. And he was good down the stretch. During September, the rookie Andrews was second only to Carl Yastrzemski among regulars with a .342 batting average. The right-handed batter Andrews played a total of 7 seasons in the majors with the Red Sox. 5 of them, 1966, 1970. Spent 2.5 seasons with the Chicago White Sox, 1971 to 1973, and half season with the Oakland Athletics, 1973, where he won a world championship with the team. He was an all-star with the Red Sox in 1968, batting .293 with 15 homers and 59 RBIs. He was a career .258 hitter with 66 home runs and 316 RBIs in 893 career games. And after his career, he had quite a great long career as a chairman of the Jimmy Fund, the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, for 30 years until he retired in 2009. And that's a big deal around here in this Boston area, the Jimmy Fund. It's a huge charity. He was very involved with raising a lot of money for cancer research. Thank you so much for signing these cards, Mr. Andrews. I do appreciate it quite a bit. Next in the box, we have a 2 for 2 in 18 days. This was for a $5 donation out of Birmingham, Alabama. We have Mr. Questions answered there. I'll get to in a minute. This is Mr. Bob Vale on this 1963 Topps with the Pirates, and the 1973 Topps with my hometown Red Sox. This is Robert Andrew Vale Jr., born on October 28, 1935 in Birmingham, Alabama. He's 85 years young. He was a left-handed throwing pitcher that played 13 seasons in the majors, 1962 to 74, with mostly the Pittsburgh Pirates, almost 11 seasons from 62 to 72, and he spent 2+ seasons with my Red Sox from 72 to 74. His father, Robert Andrew Vail Sr. pitched for a short time for the Negro League with the Homestead Grays. Growing up, he played, young Bob played on the sandlots of Birmingham, Alabama. He was a bat boy for the Birmingham Black Barons of the Negro League, and he pitched batting practice regularly. At a mere 12 years old, the Black Barons manager Piper Davis let him pitch for the team, a team that featured a 17-year-old outfielder by the name of Willie Mays. When Mays signed with the Giants in 1950, Vail burned with ambition to leave Birmingham and pitch to Mays one day in the majors. And he finally got his chance to pursue that dream when he signed with the Pittsburgh Pirates at the age of 22 in 1958 out of Benedictine College in Atchison, Kansas. And he debuted in the majors in 1962. The 6'6" tall pitcher was one of the hardest throwing and most intimidating strikeout pitchers in the majors for many years. He led the league in strikeouts in 1964 with the Pirates with 250. He was a two-time All-Star. He was a 1971 World Series champion with the Pirates. He was a career 120 wins, 95 losses with a low 3.07 ERA. He had 1,703 strikeouts and 1,926 career innings pitched. And he did answer a few questions, which I love it when players do this. And I asked Mr. Vail, who was your favorite catcher to work with? He picked two. There's Bob Oldest and Jim Paglione. They were both of the Pirates. The toughest batter he struck out. He struck out the Mickey Mantle. He struck out Willie Mays and Hank Aaron. And I did look up a little research here about Willie. He did finally face Willie Mays. And he did that in 1962. First time he faced Mays in the majors was the evening of Tuesday, May 1st, 1962, at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. Starting, he struck out Mays looking, with one out and a runner on first, with no score. Mays later flied out to right field in the third. Vail only pitched 2 1/3 innings, allowing 5 runs and not 5 runs. I'm not sure how many runs, but he allowed a few runs and a 4-2 loss. And he struck out Willie Mays in a total of 11 times in 80 plate appearances. Pretty darn good. Strike out one of the greats that many times. And he did say Mantle. I'm not sure. It must have been spring training. He did not face Mantle in the regular season or in the postseason. And he struck out Hammer and Hank Aaron 5 times in 54 plate appearances. Not too shabby, I think. Thank you so much, Mr. Vail. I do appreciate it quite a bit. Next in the box, we have a 5 for 5. No fee. This was quick. I'm not sure how many days. I didn't write it down. This is out of Fort Myers, Florida. This is Mr. Mark Sullivan on this 1987 Don Russ. 1986 Topps. 1987 Topps for the set. Having on the 1988 score for the set and the 1988 top for the set. And he did write a note. I did send him a few cards. I saw on sportscollector.net that he had requested for someone some cards for his grandchildren. So I sent 5 cards for his grandchildren. I said, thank you for extra cards for my family. You're welcome, Mr. Sullivan. This is Mark Cooper Sullivan, who was born on July 25th, 1958 in Quincy, Massachusetts. Mark is the son of former Red Sox general manager and part owner Haywood Sullivan. He was drafted in the second round, 52nd pick overall in the 1979 MLB amateur draft. That was actually the first pick for the Red Sox that year, because the Boston lost its first round pick to Oakland when it signed free agent Steve Ranko in January 1979. Coming out of the University of Florida, he played 2 summers for the Cape Cod League. Shout out to George, the collector up there. Though he did not impress with the bat in college, scouts liked Sullivan. He liked his 6'4" size, his strong arm and his power hit and potential. Though many were critical of Sullivan being drafted by the Sox in such an early round, being that his dad Hayward was the general manager and part owner at the time. However, Hayward Sullivan claimed he had nothing to do with his son being selected, and the choice was by farm director Eddie Kenny and scouting director Eddie Costco. The choice was somewhat vindicated in August 1979, when Mark was selected to the Sporting News All-American team, a honor that's selected by professional scouts. So he was scouted as having a lot of potential. He made his major league debut on the evening of Friday, October 1st, 1982 versus the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, relieving Gary Allison in catcher. In the 7th, he went 1 for 2 in the game with a single, and he had one caught steal. He caught Roy Smalley stealing in the 10th, and a 3-2 victory for the Red Sox in 12 innings. He played parts of 5 seasons in the majors, all with the Red Sox, 1982 and 1984 to 1987. And he was a backup catcher for Rich Gedman during the 1986 AL pennant winning Red Sox team. And for his career, did not really impress with the bat. He had a 186 career batting average of 5 homers and 28 RBI in 137 career games. Though he did pretty darn good in the field. He had a 990 fielding percentage, and he caught stealing 36% of runners. So thank you so much for signing my cards, Mr. Sullivan. I do appreciate it quite a bit. Last in the box, we have a 3 for 3 in 27 days, no fee, out of Kansas City, Missouri. We have Mr. Steve Renko on this 1981 Topps Traded, this 1983 Don Russ, and this 1981 Topps. So I got him in the Topps and the Topps Traded. He played the 81 season with the Angels. This is Stephen Renko Jr., who was born on December 10th, 1944 in Kansas City, Kansas. He's a 6'5", 230-pound right-handed pitcher that played 15 seasons in the majors, 1969 to 83. He played his first 7.5 seasons with the Montreal Expos, played parts of 2 seasons with the Chicago Cubs, about a month plus with the Chicago White Sox in 77. He played a season with the Oakland A's in 78. He played 2 seasons, 79 and 80, with my Boston Red Sox, 2 seasons with the California Angels, and his final season in 1983 with the Kansas City Royals. He was first drafted by the New York Mets in the 24th round of the 1965 MLB amateur draft as a pitcher first baseman out of the University of Kansas. After time in the Mets minor league system, he was traded to the expansion Montreal Expos in June of 1969. He debuted on the evening of Friday, June 27, 1969, versus the Philadelphia Phillies at Jerry Park in Montreal. Starting, he allowed 5 runs in 230 innings, and of an 8-7 loss. Starter throughout his career, he was traded to the Red Sox in 1979, and the Red Sox manager, Don Zimmer, said of Renko, he's the type of pitcher who will always give you 5, 6, 7 innings and keeps you in the game. At 36, he was traded to the Angels with Fred Lynn for Frank Tiana, Joe Rudy, and a minor leaguer, Jim Dorsey. He was a career 134 wins, 148 losses. He had a 3.99 ERA and 1,455 strikeouts and 2,494 innings pitched. After his career, he spent 12 years as a minor league pitching coach with the Milwaukee Brewers, and he instructed quite a few pitchers in Milwaukee's minor leagues, including Hideo Nomo, Cal Eldred, Joe Nathan, Tyler Clippard, Phil Koch, and Phil Hughes. Thank you so much, Mr. Renko. I do appreciate it quite a bit. I want to give a heartfelt thanks to Mr. Mike Andrew. I do appreciate it. Mr. Bob Vale, Mr. Mark Sullivan, and Mr. Steve Renko. Do appreciate you taking my time to sign my cards. They look fabulous. I hope everybody's doing great out there. On June 1st, 2021 is when I'm recording this. Weather's looking a little better after a very rainy weekend this weekend, Memorial Day weekend. And, you know, just want to comment on that, you know, that of all those men and women who have paid the ultimate price for our country, you know, on Memorial Day, do want to say I do appreciate that as well. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me for another TTM Success video. Take care. God bless. Peace.